class, welcome to the Sociology of Medicine. You've obviously made it to your news page on D2L to be picking up this video, and you're going to find that I am going to create videos for each module as we go through the class. So a few things to think about as we're going forward with the course is understanding what's here on D2L. First of all, you've got the introduction page of sociology, and you'll see some very prominent sociology pictures within this. Karl Marx, Weber, C.W. Du Bois, as well as Jane Addams, and some of the sociology things that are addressed within all of our courses. So welcome to spring semester. Please get acquainted with D2L. Multiple things you can do for that. There are supports on D2L to help you understand it better and what you need to do with that as you first link on. And I've also given you some information on the library sites of what you need to do within that. Matt is no longer a librarian, and I will change that. I just noticed that those are things that he had recommended for before he retired. So we'll kind of add those and just some other information. This will be the place that I put current news. Oftentimes I'll put the same things that I email out to you in this process. From here, let's flip to content and how I'm going to be arranging the course. If you go to table of contents, you're going to find that there are course documents in place, class modules, and course docs. Okay, these original course documents here are your PowerPoint chapters. And that's what is in place, so that for each of those, you have each chapter. I've included what the publisher has given us as far as the PowerPoints for the chapter. You'll find that they'll download in this manner, or you can easily hit the download to give you a much better view of what is in place. So if we open those, and they should open if you have PowerPoint on your computer, you're going to see that they come up and will give you that basis. Now when I am gaining your module, putting together your module presentation, I will be using those PowerPoints as we talk about the chapter. Well, let's go back to the table of contents. My computer's being slow this morning as it's downloading. In the office, they were doing some updates. You're also going to find under every under the table of contents is class modules. This is where your weekly work will be, and as you can see, the first one is already posted, and I'll be making the video for that and look at what is going on. In these, I give you a chapter summary plus the work, additional work, and readings for you, as well as where you are to go, in many cases, to view some videos, in this case, some TED Talks for the first week. And each module will explain those a little better. So back to the table of contents one more time. And as we see, you also have the syllabus for the course, the discussion rubric on how you will be evaluated in your rubric. I will give you a video on a brief review of the syllabi. You have information on submitting your paper, and you have a series of videos on how to write a research paper for sociology. And that's a very, very important piece, that if you have not bought the secondary text for the course, you must watch that video in detail to understand what you need to put forward, because the the research paper is a very strong component in this class. Now, in your modules, you're going to find that I link you into the discussion boards. You can hit the link there, or you could enter under communication and go to discussions. Okay, I've already posted. I'm asking you to introduce yourself to the rest of the class and questions about the course for me that I will answer. And then you have a series of discussion boards that will go into place. Currently, you only have one up there. Though mine show multiple ones. We're using a different text than the last time I taught this course, so those will be significantly changed. So only one is open to you at this point. Under assessment, you will find your grades, the breakdown of grades, and that I still will be working with, and all grades will be entered into your grade book as soon as I can get them graded and done. And with that, under assessment, you will also find your quizzes. And for this first module, you're going to have a quiz available. Now, I will again go over this in the syllabi, but you only need to take 10 assessments throughout the course as well. Look at that. Make sure you pay attention to under resources, there's a calendar for you, and it will give you an indication of when things are due in all of your courses if your professor is using D2L. I would expect you to attend class every week, and believe me, I say that and people go, well, yeah. But in reality, oftentimes I have students who do not enter the class every week. I'm able to see how often you enter and the length of time you stay within the class. So keep that in mind, even though I'm not counting that, your attendance and involvement is more tied to your discussion boards. But I welcome you to the Sociology of Medicine, and I hope that this has given you a brief way of understanding how to use the D2L. There's one other thing I wanted to point out to you, that I do have online office hours when I will be in front of the computer at almost all times. That means I will respond to your emails very quickly during that time period if you do that on Tuesday. But also I will try to be on D2L, and you can actually page me through the process. So that it's possible to page and tell me that you need to talk. Now we can also interact through other means such as Skype or FaceTime if we need to, as you start exploring this course at an online level. So, welcome. Can't wait to get started. My PhD is in medical sociology, and this is an area that I absolutely love to address and help people understand how interesting it is to look from the sociological perspective at medicine. Have a great day.